I was reading an article online. I came across an article online called "Now That's a Callback." Could old jokes become the new trend in comedy? It starts by saying, surprise is a key ingredient of stand up, but Jack Rook and Joseph Morpurgo explore the potential of dusting down their hit 2015 shows for rare revivals. I've never heard of either Jack Rook or Joseph Morpurgo, and I have no idea what their 2015 shows were. But the article goes on to say that bands tour classic albums in their entirety. Movies, hi Mema. Movies are re released to mark big anniversaries. Great plays get put on over and over again, but in live comedy, revival isn't such a big thing. It's an art form predicated on surprise, the startlement of the new. Recycling old material is not the done thing, but might that be about to change? I personally think that actually being around comedy as long as I have, and obviously I'm not a professional comedian, but I've been doing. I consider myself an amateur or comedian, but I've been doing comedy for over 10 years now, and mostly local, obviously. Anyway, working with comedians, being a fan of comedy, I can tell you that recycling comedy isn't actually a new thing. Many headliners repeat their jokes over and over again. Um, a good example would be Fluffy. Fluffy saying Fluffy. That's something that I mean, it's an old joke that still gets laughs. Uh, him screaming out, Martin! Those always get laughs. Look on Fraser. Um, so yeah, comedy is actually, for it to work, you have to practice it. So recycling comedy is not really a big deal. It's not frowned upon, and it's actually something that all comedians do. Um, uh, in fact, that was one of the first things that I was taught as a up and coming comedian, or back in 2010, 2011. Uh, this really great headliner, James Price, may he rest in peace. He believed in me, and he wanted to help me, and he gave me a lot of tips. He told me that he actually saw me perform for the first time ever as an opener. Uh, the month before, I won an open mic night, and part of the prize was to open up for James Price. And it was two shows. After the first show, the intermission between the shows, James called me over to the dressing room and the green room, and he told me, "What?" He goes, "You have funny jokes." Well, obviously, he was, "You're still raw. You're still getting nervous on there." He said, "I'm going to teach you how to do comedy." So he gave me some advice. He basically said, "You know what?" He goes, "Don't try to always come up with new jokes." He said, "Your jokes are great. You have good jokes. Repeat them. Keep practicing them. Always say them like it's the first time you ever say a joke." And at first, I thought that was weird, but then I realized no. I saw the next show. James said the exact same set. As I got to meet more headliners and working more with them multiple times with the same headliners, I realized, yeah, a lot of them repeat their same jokes. A buddy of mine a comedian from LA that I did many shows with, he now has a regular gig in Vegas, and occasionally he'll post clips of his show, of his sets, and yeah, the jokes that he says on those clips are the same jokes that he said back like in 2016 when I met him. Uh, so yeah, repeat comedy is not something new. So I don't understand what this guy in the article was talking about. What do you guys think? I mean, think about it, even like your favorite funny movies. You still laugh at the jokes every time you watch it. So it's not like the movie has different jokes every time you see it. Sometimes you might catch jokes you didn't catch the first time because maybe you were laughing so much. But really, movies, I don't get tired of watching like Ghostbusters, uh, Strange Brew, Bum and Doug McKenzie, yeah, movies, Dumb and Dumber. I love these movies. They still make me laugh, no matter how many times I've seen it. And I think comedy it works. If it's funny, it's funny. Yeah, it might be get bigger laughs when you first hear it, when it you first catches you by surprise. But I still think that those jokes, if they're funny, you can make them work. Of course, they could evolve too and stand up. I have many jokes that I still say that I've been saying since like 2010 when I first started. But I've added new tags to it to make it a little longer. I might put a little spin on it. I might add, to the beginning. I have some jokes. I've even the setup. I've actually added to the setup to make it funnier. I've added a tag at the front and like a one-liner. I might add a one-liner that I came up with. I think it's funny to a joke that was already established. And yeah, so that's what I do, and that's what I think. What do you guys think? Well, tomorrow I'm gonna be doing a live. I'm gonna be performing live on TikTok for the first time, doing stand-up comedy live on TikTok from Yuma, Arizona, and it'll be 7 p.m. Arizona time, which would be 8 p.m. California time, and I'm hoping that people will come and check it out. Hello, Claudia. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. But yeah, that's what I think about comedy. First of all, I don't know. Again, this is my first time doing live TikTok on the laptop. I'm not sure of everything that I can do on here yet. I don't know if I can put like share the screen of what of the article that I was talking about. I'm still like being new here, but yeah, James Price, like I mentioned earlier, he's probably the only headliner that I ever met doing comedy that actually tried to help me. How's it going, Barbara? He was a great guy, James Price. He said he wanted to take me under his wings, and he was going to have me open up shows for him. Unfortunately, he got sick and passed away. And yeah, I mean, I miss the guy, and he was a great guy, and I wish I had gotten to work with him more. So I do know a lot of comedians that not the big famous ones, obviously, but I do know a lot of comedians. Some that have I've done shows with many that have credits, like TV credits, movie credits. Uh, Another guy that's helped me a lot is Shivago Blea from LA. I kind of wish that he would invite me to perform there. So I don't know if that means he doesn't really believe in my comedy, or if it's just he just thinks it's too far for me to drive. I don't know. But he does reach out to me when I do have shows over here, and I'm looking for a headliner. He always asks to be on it. And to be honest, that's one thing I've learned also, man. Comedy is a very serious business, man. Uh, you, Comedians will backstab each other for stage time, man. Uh, so local comedians, up and coming comedians, open micers, and the openers, yeah, they'll backstab you just to get stage time. You really don't know who your friends are when you're doing comedy and trying to get stage time. I when I first started, I tried to help everyone. I still do. I still try to help others. when I can. If I put on a show, I invite my friends to be the openers or the hosts. I don't get the same thing in return, and I get it. I'm older. I understand. I've learned. I've never backstabbed anyone to get stage time, but I've been backstabbed quite a bit. I even had people steal my venue from me. Like I used to do a show in Yuma. I'm not gonna say the name of the venue because fuck them, fuck them for fucking turning on. But anyway, I put on tons of shows for them. I put on multiple shows for them. We always packed the place, and we always got great response. And obviously, we got great feedback because I kept getting invited back to put on more shows. And after the pandemic, when obviously it all slowed down with the pandemic, and at the time, actually, right before the pandemic, I was getting invited to do more shows. I was even invited to perform at the LA Stand-Up Comedy Festival and to interview comedians there for my podcast at the time, which wasn't even a big podcast. I think I had maybe like 75 followers or viewers, or whatever, on my podcast. But still, I was encouraged to interview these comedians in LA, and you can find that on my YouTube called Kegercast. Kegercast was the name of my podcast, which was basically just me interviewing people from my small town, from small community of Imperial County, interviewing musicians, any type of talent performers here locally in Imperial County. But anyway, after the pandemic, so I used to run the show in Yuma before the pandemic. It was supposed to be monthly, but it was more like there was no set. Sometimes they call me and say they want shows back to backs. Sometimes I wouldn't hear from them for like 3 months, and then they call me and say, "Hey, put me on their show." But anyway, they worked exclusively with me. After the pandemic, I took 2 comedians from San Diego, and they loved it. The guys from San Diego loved performing there. They loved it so much that the next time they went around me and they contacted the venue to put on their own show without me. So fuck them too. but yeah, I'm telling you, comedians will backstab each other for stage time. You can't really count on your anyone as a friend. The headliners are different. Headliners have already they're already established. They have all the prestige. They have all the kiss asses that want to be buddies with them. So they don't. They're the only ones that are actually that cool with you, because they don't see you as competition, especially if you're someone like me that's a host or opener. I'm not a headliner. I don't perform enough to be a headliner. I don't have enough practice. I've been doing this for over 10 years, but I don't do this consistently enough to be a headliner, unfortunately. And yeah, would I like to be a headliner? Would I like to do this more often? Yes, of course. But anyway, like I said, but when you're starting off, it's really hard because people will backstab you. They'll fuck your girl behind your back. They will. If they have a chance, they don't give a fuck when you're just up and coming and trying to make it work in the comedy world. Like I've been doing this for about, I want to say 15 years now. If you guys have questions about comedy, open mics, and stuff, I'm a wealth of knowledge, even though I'm not famous and I've never blown up, but I do put on good shows. I was actually planning a new venture for 2026 where I was going to put on free comedy shows for veterans, but financially I don't think I can do that, unfortunately, because I'm struggling right now with mortgage, and so there's no way I could put that extra money that I thought I would be able to towards putting on shows. I'm gonna try to figure it out, and I'm hoping that TikTok will help. Oh, light went off. Okay, there goes my ring light. Uh, so I guess that's a sign for me to stop. um. So, but anyway, I've been here for a little over 19 minutes. Tomorrow I'll be performing in Yuma, and I'll be broadcasting it live on TikTok. I hope that those of you that are still here that will watch, follow. Like I said, I'm hoping to build something on TikTok where I can eventually make some money to put on shows, free shows for veterans and people with mental health issues and stuff, like people like in facilities. But we'll see. We'll see. That's what my aim is. That's what my New Year's resolution is gonna be. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope to be back soon. This light, unfortunately, isn't working right now. Anyway, thank you. You guys have a good one.